I think a lot of people see us opening up everything as a huge push to the right direction. And I think it's misleading. And I want people to understand that, we're still in a crisis and it's not over yet.
Hi, I'm Dometi Pongo and welcome to The Essentials. As we remain alone together at home to flatten the curve of COVID-19, we wanted to tell the stories of the young people who can't, the doctors, nurses, and service workers who have put their lives at risk to save more. Today we'll meet Marthany Jean-Baptiste, an ICU nurse in West Palm Beach, Florida. In the thick of the crisis, her deep desire to help her patients and advocate for her colleagues only grows stronger.
What went through your mind when you realized that this COVID-19 crisis would become just that, a crisis?
You read about these diseases that happen, these pandemics. You read about the influenza pandemic. You read about, all these, the Black Plague. You read about these and you learn about these things in school and the things that they had to do, but you never think that you're going to go through it. Initially, I didn't think that it was something that was going to be so big. When we saw that it wasn't going away and that this was getting closer and it came to our hospitals and I was actually taking care of these patients, and I said to myself, oh my God, this is real. I'm actually in a crisis. And, just the lack of PPE and the lack of the resources that we need to take care of those patients, that hit home.
And your city has started to reopen, right? Our business.
Oh, yes.
What's the vibe like in West Palm Beach?
People are still having parties. People are still going to the beach. It's Florida. It's sunny. We have good weather, so it hasn't hit them yet. As
you see these things open up in the thick of this whole thing, do you feel safe at work still?
No, I don't feel safe. I go to work. I now have to make sure that I bring my N95 mask, and I have to make sure that I have extra boot covers and extra hair nets, just in case if they're not readily available to us. Now I lack PPE, communities are open up, testing is very limited, and yet we still don't have a treatment.
I can't help but think about how difficult it might be for you now in this climate to interact with these patients and these patients' families. What is that like in the age of COVID?
My first COVID patient that I had to withdraw care, it was a married couple for 63 years. They've been together, and her husband got sick with COVID, and he went in there talking. And unfortunately, the disease just rapidly took over. And she said to me, promise me you will make sure that he goes in peace and that he's comfortable. And I said, yeah, of course, absolutely, I promise. And, she just trusted me that I would fulfill that wish. And I made sure he went in peace. And afterwards, I called. The relief that she felt was just, I felt it through her.
Wow. And she picked the right person to do it.
Thank you.
What keeps you getting up and going to work every morning?
That one patient that comes back and say, thank you. I now walk. I now can talk because of what you do and what you did for me. That pushes you to just keep going and, to make sure you get that next patient to come back and say those same things. So it's rewarding.
I feel that. Off mic, we had a real rewarding moment. You had some good news this week?
Yes, I had some good news. I had a patient that got discharged from ICU. She was an 89-year-old, and she was our first COVID patient that got discharged. So it was awesome. We played NSYNC, Bye 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 for her, and she was just praising God. She was just praising out the door. I was so thankful for that moment because I hadn't gotten to say, I discharged a COVID patient, and I finally did, and it was the best thing ever.
How has this whole ordeal changed you personally?
It's just making sure that you cherish every moment, and you just like take in those moments and you cherish them, and you thank God for allowing you to be able to do that, because someone died and didn't have that moment that day. It's made me proud in what I do and allowed me to be more vocal and stand for something. And I'm very appreciative for that.